All right, what's going on, guys? Today we are in DC, and I figured that we have no better time to tell you guys what's in my bag. So I'll show you guys in a second, but I figured there's no better time than now to break down what I bring with me on the road, what I'm bringing with me to games, what I'm traveling with, just because now you guys get to see a real look of like what my gear looks like, what my bags look like. We have a couple different bags here. I know most of you guys are interested in the gear, so we'll go ahead and break down what I have in here in this little Pelican, what's in my backpack, stuff like that. So these are just kind of things that I travel with, things that I use for work. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit, but let's go ahead and start with the Pelican case. So all this other stuff we'll touch in a second, but this is the Pelican Air. This is what I travel with, just like on these road trips and everything. Something to keep my gear safe, also keep the gear off of my back. So this breakdown is a little bit different from what I use at home, because at home I use a different backpack compared to what I have now. And that's mainly because I don't really use this at home. I mainly just use this when I'm traveling. So this is the Pelican Air. Got my stickers all over it from like brands that I like, my own brands and everything. Kind of just different panels. Like this one's kind of all over the place, but I have like the little anime and cartoon panel on this side. So we got like the Bulbasaur, the Hunter x Hunter stuff, Jujutsu Kaisen, Avatar: The Last Airbender, more Hunter x Hunter stuff. Then I have like a black and white panel. So like 100 Thieves, Hundreds, Modern Notoriety, Unknown, some sneaker stuff, some keyboard stuff. This side is just some stuff I thought was cool. Not from LA, but shout out to Aaron Kai, shout out to Selection. And then on the front, the main panel is just a bunch of different stickers that I like. So let's go ahead and show you guys what's inside the little case. So show you guys a little bit of a wider view. So it opens from the front. Hey. All right. Kind of a silly camera angle, but this is all I really have for the trip. So you guys just kind of have to work with me here. Let's start off with the camera. So you guys are currently watching on the FX3. So let's start off with the camera. Big Sony guy. So this is the Sony A9. I've been shooting on this for a while. I want to say since 2019 maybe. It's a little bit of an older camera, so just been using this for a long time. This is kind of my main body for shooting games, shooting events, just something that's very fast, something that gets the job done. The file sizes aren't ginormous, but like they're good enough for what I need it for. So yeah, just something fast, something reliable, also something very small, very portable. Obviously being a mirrorless camera, it's such a small body, so like once you take off the strap, it's a pretty small camera. Yeah, and then I have these little Peak Design clips for my camera strap. So they kind of just clip on here and you're able to take them off whenever you want. This is actually a special camera strap. Shout out to my guy Mighty Kills, Marvin King. He made me a special J² strap, so there we go. Hopefully it's a very small screen, so we're doing what we can. But yeah, he made me this really cool strap that you can turn into a little wristy. So if you want to wear it like this, you can. It's adjustable. But for the times that you don't want to do the whole camera strap, this part unclips. You take off this other side, and there you go. You can just slide your wrist through. A little bit harder for me to slide my wrist in because I do have these pins on it. A couple brands that I really enjoy from the homies: Flower Delivery Service, Collect and Select. And then one of the homies actually sent me this pin of Jordan Poole from the championship. It was one of the photos that I took that he used as a reference, but very cool. So that's the camera. Been rocking this for a long time, a little bit older. Would like to try out the new A9 III at some point, but this is the A9 I. And I mean, it's done me wonders and I can't really complain. So I'm with it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the lenses. I hope I'm in focus. I don't know. Seems alright with me. You guys are currently watching on the 12 to 24. I guess I can break that down a little bit later, but goes pretty wide. You get kind of silly looking shots almost, like the arms be looking crazy. But I like to use that lens for establishing shots, just to show the environment and show something in a different way than what we're used to seeing. But let's go ahead and get into the lenses that I have in the case. For shooting sports and events, and this is basically my daily driver for work at least. This is the Sony 70-200 G Master. Honestly an essential, I would say. If you're looking to get any lens as a basketball photographer, as an event photographer, anything like that, this is kind of the one to go to. This and the 24-70, which I don't have with me right now, but this is your go-to. The 70-200, perfect for basketball games, perfect for events like weddings, honestly even portraits and everything, but this is the main one that I use for shooting NBA games. I mean, it goes wide enough to get a little bit of the environment and tight enough to get some of the action, some of the details. So this is a 70-200. This is what you're using for most of your stuff. So the concerts, the events, the games, all of that stuff. So this is the Sony G Master version 1. Need to try out the version 2. A lot of my gear is pretty old, so I eventually need to upgrade, but here we are. I have 2 other lenses with me on this trip, other than the one that you guys are watching on. We have the 24 and the 135. Both of these are primes, meaning that they don't zoom in or out. It's kind of a fixed focal length, so whatever you have here is what you get. And I would say these are my favorite lenses. I'm more of a prime lens guy rather than a zoom lens guy, just because I think that it's a little bit more of a challenge to actually have to like walk forward, walk back. But obviously in like the scape of a game or anything like that, you can't get any closer or get any further from the action. So these are mainly for lifestyle stuff, I would say, product shoots, things where you can control a little bit more, kind of move around a little bit more. Even workouts, like if you shoot workouts and everything like that, you can kind of mess around with these. But let's talk about the 24 first. So this is a 24 prime. So basically, this is 12, very wide. That's exactly at 24, but this one, it has a faster aperture. It's a 24 1.4, so really good in low light, really fast, really sharp at 1.4. But this is one of my go-to lenses because of how small it is. I use it for traveling a lot, going on photo walks and everything, whenever I need something a little bit more low-key, but something that I know I can trust. So if you look at it on an actual camera, it's a pretty small setup, right? Nothing too attention grabbing, nothing too crazy, but it's a really good lens. This is my favorite lens, I would say, my most used lens. I take it on me with like for photo walks, for vacations, even in workouts. I really love using a 24. Just being able to walk up close and just, be able to hold it in one hand and just kind of go crazy because it's so light and so low key. I think that you could really be a fly on the wall with this one without really standing out, but also getting incredible photos of kind of anything. I've used it for portraits, I've used it for environment shots, I've used it for landscapes. But yeah, this is my favorite lens. This is my go-to. So on the flip side of that, whereas this one is a little bit wider, the 135 is much tighter. This one I would say more so for portraits. I've used this for game action when I'm able to get like on a baseline or anything like that. Really good for workouts, but this is much tighter. This is a 135 1.8, so pretty fast lens. You get that beautiful bokeh with that 1.8. So bokeh meaning, that kind of background blur that you see when you're taking photos, or when you see people taking photos. It's that background blur, that's bokeh. So with 1.8 you're able to get pretty nice bokeh. Same with 1.4, but because this one's tighter than the 24, it looks a little bit different. But yeah, this is the 135, one of my favorite lenses personally. And all of these lenses have a kind of a special place in my heart, but yeah, these are kind of the main ones that I use. Like I said, you guys are looking at the 12 to 24 right now, so I can't really show you guys. Another really good lens is a 24-70. That one is kind of like you're here at your 24, and you can also get to the wide end of this lens. So pretty versatile lens. I would say those two are kind of the ones that you want to get first starting off whenever you get a chance. The 24-70 and the 70-200. So just a couple recommendations, but this is like what I like to use. So the 24, the 135, and the 70-200. But these two are probably my favorite right now. Like I said, more of a prime lens kind of guy. So I really hope we're in focus. I'm kind of tempted to check, but so that is what is in this little Pelican case. And now we'll go ahead and see like what's in my actual backpack. This, like I said, is a little bit of a different backpack from what I normally use. Let's zoom out a little bit. So this is different from what I would normally use. Usually I use an in-case backpack at home, whereas when I'm traveling, I like to use this just because like all of the gear is out of my backpack, so it kind of sheds off some of the weight that I would carry on my back through the airport and everything. So this one's a little bit more comfy and not as packed. Let's go ahead and see what's in my bag. We can start off on the side. We have this Awala water bottle, which honestly is my favorite water bottle. I think it's the most, I don't know, it just kind of makes the most sense. Like, I don't know, there's the Stanleys, the Yetis, the Hydro Flask and everything, but this one is just kind of the most enjoyable to use. You can drink it as a straw or as like a little actual cup, but yeah, I'm on the Awala. Go ahead and put her down. Cool. So let's go ahead and get into the backpack. Starting from the back, this is kind of just where my devices go, whatever devices I have with me. On this trip, I have the 16-inch MacBook, 16-inch MacBook Pro. This is kind of what I use as my daily driver. All of the magic happens on here. The editing, responding to emails, doing stuff for the clothing brand. Everything's on here and really fast. Like the M1 Max was a real game changer, I would say. Super fast laptop, does everything that you need. But now we're at the M3 Max, so I'm sure it's much faster now. But the M1 Max still does a really good job. Just like my cameras, like my gear tends to be a little bit older. I mean, this one's like not even that old, maybe 2-3 years. Compared to what everybody else is kind of doing, I know people like to upgrade all the time, but yeah, for me, my older gear tends to hold up for a little bit. So still on the 2021 MacBook Pro 16-inch, and then we also have the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. This I kind of just use as like a planner, writing down ideas and everything when I don't have space to bring, let's say, like a notebook. Going through the calendar and everything, downloading a show on Netflix or anything like that. But I tend to carry these two, just something quick, something very portable. And you know, sometimes like at the games, I would either bring the laptop or the iPad, get off a post at like halftime or in between quarters, anything like that. But yeah, this is the 12.9-inch iPad. In the main pocket, we have a couple different things. First one we have here is the Therabody. It's like an eye mask. This one I've been using over the last couple months. Got it for Christmas, so I guess it's only been like a month, but really good for just decompressing, resting the eyes a little bit, resetting. She looks crazy though, so like I would love to use it on a plane, but she's a little bit loud, but she looks crazy. But very relaxing, very cool, very soothing, especially with me as somebody that's obviously always using my eyes as a photographer, but also just staring at screens all day. This is a nice way to decompress, making sure that you close your eyes. It gives you like a nice little temple massage and warms, you know, it has like the little eye warmer on it. So it's been very good for me, very good for decompressing and everything. So we'll go ahead and put this down. The second one we have in here, we have these Stussy Beats. This is actually my first trip with this specific set of headphones. Usually I'll use like some AirPods or some Bang & Olufsen headphones or the little earbuds that they have. But this trip I have these Beats. So far so good. I mean, they sound pretty good. They're comfortable. And just like the buttons and everything, they're all very intuitive, very easy to use, and they look cool. Like, these are pretty sick. I'm a big fan of these. Also a very big Stussy guy, so, but you can really get a fit off with these. Damn, I can't even hear. But you get off pretty good fits with these. A very aesthetic pair of headphones. But this is what I'm using for this trip. So like listening to music, the podcast, watching Netflix and everything. But that is the second little packable. Everything's kind of packed away nicely in whatever packing cases they came in. Even my luggage over there is like all organized in packing cubes and everything. I think it's important. This is the last little item in the bag in terms of like packables, but this is the Peak Design Tech pouch. It's called something like that, but it's literally that. It has all of my tech in here. First item that we have is a Mophie. Always good to have an external battery slash charger, just in case, you know, especially with me as somebody that travels a lot, always need something that, you know, something I'm able to charge my phone with after a long day. So got the Mophie on deck. My extra Sony batteries. You never know when you need like a little mounting head kind of thing. So I have this as well. And you know, if I ever wanted to, this is what I would use it with. Just screw it on the bottom, place it on the camera and everything. But this is the Insta360 X3. This is a 360 camera, so really cool for behind the scenes action. Also just showing like a really cool perspective of like having, you know, multiple angles of everything. So obviously it has cameras on both sides. But yeah, I use this for a lot of behind the scenes stuff for my own archives. But we also have the Insta360 Go 3. This one's really cool just because it's such a small camera. Like, it looks like it's just a GoPro, but you're able to actually take the camera off and place this in such unique places. Like, it's magnetic, so I don't see anything magnetic around here. You could just place this wherever you wanted to. You could place it on the chest when it has like this little magnetic piece, which is also in my bag, but you could throw it on here and, you know, show people your point of view and everything. Yeah, this is the Insta360 Go 3. What else do I have in here? So I have this little Pelican SD card case. So SD cards in here. They're all in my camera right now, so there's not that many cards in here, but this is kind of the main card that I use. This is the Lexar Gold 128. You can't really see it. Makeup thing again. Hey, these ones are very fast. Perfect for, you know, stacking up all those photos, especially shooting basketball games. You tend to take a lot of photos. This one will allow you to keep shooting without having a crazy render time. So big fan of the Lexar cards. All right, and then so we have like two more things in the little pouch. We have SSDs. So I have a Samsung SSD. This is a T7 Shield, and the SanDisk. These ones are good just because they're really fast, but also just, you know, having that extra space when you run out of space on the computer and everything. Just a place to put all of your stuff. You never know when you're gonna need some backup space, so I always just carry these with me just in case I should have a big shoot or anything like that. Like, things come up pretty randomly in my field of work, so always good to have extra space with you, or extra storage with you. What else is in my backpack? So this is just like all little things now. My camera bag at home has more stuff, but this is kind of what I carry with me on the road. I have my inhaler, some hand sanitizer, some Advil. Never know when you're gonna need it, so always gotta stay fresh. La Roche-Posay cream, lip balm from Kiehl's. Oop, I have my house keys in there. Cliff Bar. Just, you know, you never know when you're gonna get hungry, so I always keep a snack with me. And in the other pocket, I have a Fit Crunch. Again, you never know when you're gonna be hungry, so especially on the long shoot days, make sure you guys eat. I tend to forget to eat, so that's why I have that. Got some earrings in here. Anyways, but yeah, last little piece that I carry is another Peak Design bag, and it's a little shoulder bag, so something very easy to keep. But this is kind of what I'll walk around with when, you know, I just want to carry an extra lens with me. So it fits a decent amount in here. There's nothing in here right now. It's cool because you can take out the little compartment and you can fit a whole camera in there. You can fit a lens in there. You can separate the two and have a camera and a lens depending on obviously what gear you decide to bring. But also just good for, you know, if you want to put your wallet away, put your headphones away, a little pocket in the front. But yeah, this is kind of what's in my bag. A little bit hectic, but that's kind of the stuff that I carry with me. Let me know if you guys have any other questions about some of the stuff that I use. But this is what I have with me on this current trip to DC. So I'm here for two games. This is literally everything that I brought with me other than, you know, clothes over there and everything. But this is what I have in my bag. So that's the gear that I use, mainly Sony. So a big Sony guy. So, you know, if anybody from Sony's watching this, we got to talk. But that is all of my gear. Thank you guys as always. Let me know what else you guys want to see. But thank you so much as always for being an amazing part of the journey, always supporting me, supporting everything that I do. Like, this is literally not possible without you guys. And, you know, I just want to be able to help. I want to be able to help spread a little bit of knowledge, inspire some people, but also just, you know, just documenting. So thank you guys as always. Appreciate you guys being a part of the journey. Until next time, it's your boy J Squared. Out.